What's going on, guys? What's going on, Tide Squad? What's going on, everybody? So the Browns lose their home opener, 33-17, versus the Cowboys. And this was a blowout. This was a blowout. I really, I'm really going to say this: Deshaun Watson had a bad game and had a bad game. They didn't have a good game like we affected Deshaun Watson to have. And when you look at it, you had Amari Cooper, you had Denzel Ward, you have when we look at this Browns team, you have Denzel Ward, you have Miles Garrett, Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, um, um, Judy Moore, and Nick Chubb, who's out, and Njoku, who's out, and Nick Chubb, who's out. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this is that the Browns. I just hope that I have the Browns finishing with 11 and free record, and I have the Browns finishing with 11 and free record. If and Dak Prescott got his new contract before the Browns Dallas Cowboys game. And I'm going to say this. Last year we had four different quarterbacks. Last year we had four different quarterbacks start after Deshaun Watson went down with that injury. And like one of those quarterbacks last year was Joe Flacco, and we had four quarterbacks start last year after Deshaun Watson went down. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. If we started four quarterbacks last year, and this is a full season of Deshaun Watson, and I think that the Cowboys defense, I'll give them a lot of credit. They came to play. Dallas offense came to play. It's just our defense or offense didn't come to play. Our defense or offense didn't come to play in the game. And not the probably it just wasn't the Browns' day. Probably it just wasn't the Browns' day or to their game or their day to or their day because one thing one thing is the hardest thing to do is that you can't win all the games. You can't win all the games. And yes, I do have the Browns finishing with 11 and free record. I think Deshaun Watson will bounce back in the next game against Jacksonville, against the Jaguars. But this was just like a bad, a bad game for Deshaun Watson. And our defense really did not show up. Our defense did not show up, and our offense did not show up. There's nothing that you can say about it. There's just nothing that you can say about it. That there's nothing that you can say about it because losing the home opener, the Browns losing the home opener, I get it. I get it. You can't win every game, but when you're going against a Cowboys team that made the playoffs last year, when we made the playoffs last year as well. And there are going to be certain teams like the Cowboys that the Browns are going to face. Certain teams that the Cowboys are going to face in this game. I mean, certain teams that the Browns are going to face, like the Cowboys, like the Steelers. There's just certain teams that the Browns are going to face. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams, and stay blessed, everybody, in peace.